Good morning, good morning, good morning. Here we go we got about 30 seconds to the open. Thursday, August 20th, 2026. So I got my 8 a.m. highs and my 8 a.m. lows marked up. You have to excuse the kids. I'm kind of on duty right now. But we're looking tentatively at a continuation to the downside. We're in a negative GEX environment as we're below our gamma zero. We have our put wall down here at 29,000. So we're looking for, the plan is a sweep of these 8 a.m. highs. I don't know why I got low here. A sweep of the high. Is a sweep of the high. I tap into the 15-minute fair value gap, which is a higher time frame PDA rate, going down into which we did here. Go down to, now we're looking for an inversion on the lower time frame. So we don't have too much of a gap to invert as of now. 240.
Wash my hands. I need to wash my hands.
Okay, go wash your hands in a minute. Okay.
I want to wash my hands.
So we're getting a push to the upside here at the 9:30 open, which is good manipulation that we see there. Tapping into that 15-minute fair value gap. We have another 15-minute up here, so we could go as high as it needs to, but ultimately I'm looking for shorts today because we are below that gamma zero, which means we'll get more amplified moves and continue with that trend movement, which is basically to the downside here. We had a little bit of consolidation during our prior session, but overall we have that downtrend movement, so we're looking to continue with that momentum, that amplified bearish movement. Right now at the open, we're seeing a push to the upside of the sweep of those highs, tapping into that higher time frame PD array. If we look at the 30-minute chart, this is a full 30-minute gap here that we have. We have a 30-minute gap here. We also have a 30-minute gap here as well. So we're tapping into those gaps. And what I'm looking for now is confirmation. So we have our environment, which is the negative GEX, meaning that we'll see more amplified trending moves, which in this case will be bearish, and we'll continue with that trend. Not higher probability to fade those moves. We do have some higher targets to the upside. We have Asia highs, London highs, and the New York midnight open. Yesterday's close was here, so it could be tentatively trying to go for the gap fill here. So we have yesterday's session close there, which was Wednesday. So we have yesterday's session close there. So will it try to go for that gap? This is our open here. 29,351. So this is our new day opening gap that we have here. So now I'm looking to see if there's an inversion that we can possibly fill, that we can create to find us an entry. This is our new day opening gap there. It's respecting that 15-minute fair value gap with the wicks. We have a 30-minute as well. So let's see how far it goes up and hit these higher time frame PD arrays. We've already met our requirements, so we've got our liquidity, which has been swept. So we have our environment, which is the negative gaps below the gamma 0. Location, as far as we'll go from the top of this leg down. Currently in premium, tapping into our Fibonacci golden ratio area, which is this darker green. I'll pull it out here. So tapping into this darker green, which we're looking for rejection. So as it lines up, we're hitting into the gap fill, tapping into our higher time frame. We have a 30-minute bearish fair value gap along with a 15-minute above. So we may go as far as constant encroachment as 30-minute, or even tap into the this area of this 15-minute. I'd say it's going to go for this 15-minute here, just because when we're going up into these fair value gaps, I like to see these areas hit here. That's where a lot of liquidity is. So see a tap there, and then a rejection to the downside. Hopefully finding some type of lower time frame fair value gap on the way down that we can inverse. So let's see. We're only 7 minutes in to the open. Yeah, so that's wifey. Got the babies with us. This is Trade Daddy, so this will happen time to time. You can hear the screams and the cries in the background, but getting some relief. So if I gotta disappear for a second, you know why. But all right. Come here, you can sit here with me, John. Sit right here. You can sit right here with me. Mommy's coming in a minute. I know, but mommy's coming, so we're not gonna have time right now for the pool. But we'll go. We'll go soon. We'll go when you come back next time. So you see we're hitting into this golden ratio. So we have exterior, so we have this interior. So the model is interior to exterior. So if we reject, we continue to reject here. We have this small 5-minute fair value gap there. Let's see if we can find. We got nothing on the 2. Well, nothing on the 3. We have a 2-minute here. So I have a 2-minute there. We got a 1 minute. We got a 1 minute. This would probably be our first presented fair value gap here. So looking at our first presented fair value gap here, I'll get rid of that. Tapping into that range and get rid of that there. This is our close from yesterday, so that's our gap. Looking to maybe tap into this 15-minute fair value gap that we have up here after crossing this, sweeping this liquidity area here. So we got a nice bullish manipulation to the upside. No FOMO. We're gonna stick with our plan, stick with our strategy. So, and we start to see these wicks, these upper wicks here, which is giving us some resistance. We're approaching VWAP. I like to put my simple moving averages here. So as of now, we're above our 200 and above our 20, but we're below VWAP. So once we have this bullish first presented fair value gap, we like to see a break and a close below that. We have tapped into our higher time frame PD arrays. So I don't know if we inverse this fair value gap without tapping into this liquidity area, crossing this liquidity. I feel much more confident if we crossed here then inversed. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to look at our 2 minute, because I know we have a 2 minute here. I'm gonna look into that there, and we're gonna see if we inverse this 1 minute first presented fair value gap first. I'd like to see us inverse this 2 minute before getting into a short. So we'll see. We got about, let's see, only 1 minute. So we did inverse on this 1 minute already, but you can see the reaction back to the upside there. That still isn't, the wicks tell a story. So as long as we don't close above, we could still see it reach above there and come back down. Got about 20 seconds left in this candle. But that's why I wanted to inverse this 2 minute before we get into any shorts here. And we're still starting to push to the upside there. And that's what we were trying to avoid. We still have some gaps to go. We did get more than halfway up when that gap fell. These wicks are telling us that we are seeing some bearish sentiment continuing, but again, I'd like to see us sweep past this area of liquidity, tap into that 15 minute. We got a 15 minute FEG up here. We're into this 30 minute, but I'd like to see us tap into that liquidity, sweep this area here, which would be that 15 minute a bearish order block, and then come down and start to inverse some of these lower time frame fair value gaps. So back on the 1 minute here, you can see that we broke below and closed, but it immediately came back up. It still hasn't, well, we did break above. We did break back above and close again. But look at all these wicks here. That's a lot of, this area here is a big area of resistance that we have there with those wicks. It's looking long, but I don't want to jump into and switch what we have going on here. I feel like it's trying to bait these longs in, because we're approaching that 950 macro, and that's really what I want to see. So we'll see where price takes us then. seems like for the most part, ES and NQ are in alignment. But no trades yet. Just trying to see where we end up as far as distribution delivery. So we're getting into that 950 macro. So wherever price wants to deliver, that's where we'll see it going. Again, I'd like to see an inversion of this 2 minute before really committing to any longs there. Let's see. No real 5 minute. So we're starting to respect this first presented inversion. Starting to get into that 950 macro. Still want to wait until we invert this 2 minute before getting into the shorts. Maybe even a break of structure, because we still have some room to the downside there. Because even from here, if we wait for a break of structure, it's still about 70 points to those lows. 70, 80 points to the lows. So we have some time. We have some room. We're not trying to bottom tick, top tick here. So we did tap into that Fibonacci golden zone there, starting to get into a bearish. So we're getting down, so we may be ready to get into a short here. About to get into a short here. Really just want to invert this 2 minute. I know the longer we go down, we're kind of sacrificing position, but I'd like to be on the air of caution. Alright, so we're about to get into this short. So we got about 45 seconds left into that 2 minute candle. See that wick is starting to respect. Got about 30 seconds left. Should I stop, please? So this will be on the 5 minute. Get a break of structure here. That would be excellent. That would be good. But Yeah, as you see 5 seconds up, we still haven't inverted that 2-minute fair value gap. So we look for an inversion here, starting to pull back into this area, retesting that first presented fair value gap.
Oh yeah, what's the matter? That's right.
They're still not inversing that 2-minute yet, but I believe we're heading in that direction. I'd like to see a break of structure here. We got about 40 seconds left. So as a small recap, as far as our environment, we got a negative GEX, or below 0 gamma, which we tend to see more amplified trending moves there. So it's trending. We've been in a bearish trend, pretty much this week, and those amplified bearish candles are present. So we're going with that trend. I don't want to fade that trend, so we're sticking to the shorts here. I'm just waiting for more confirmation. So environment negative GEX. Liquidity, we swept our 8 a.m. highs. We've tapped into our higher time frame PD arrays. Seen a rejection on our Fibonacci golden zone. We tapped into that Fibonacci go almost perfectly. You see the 0.62, the 0.79, tapped in almost perfectly and seen a rejection there. We inversed this first presented fair value gap. Well, inversed the first time on the 1 minute, and then it went right back up, but it still respected these highs and came back down. Now we're inversing this 2 minute, break of structure. I think we're good to the downside. So that's our confirmation, and we're looking for our entry. And if we get a reversal back up into this 2 minute, I'd be looking for a so I'd probably be aiming down. Yeah, we're gonna do a standard just 3. There. So we're getting back up into that. We just do the paper trades for visual, but I'll pull up my TradeRate account to show that we're in the trade. Reload. Let's reload trader so we can see. I believe it tapped us in already. It should have tapped us in. Right. Yeah, there we go. stop loss here. So in the 5 minute, you kind of just wick below. We like to see a body close below there for a change in state of delivery, which will give us further confirmation. So we're going to keep it light here. I'm in 2 micros on my TradeAway account until we get further confirmation. We're about 6 minutes into that 950 macro. So we're just waiting now to see if we get our delivery to the downside. Look like we may be creating a lower high there. On the 1 minute, it's like it's trying to tap back into our first presented fair value gap, but we're making our way down. I'd really like to see us get a full body closure below that 5 minute. And we got about 3 minutes, just below 3 minutes left on this 5 minute candle. We got a nice upper wick on that 5 minute candle. And if we can get that momentum to carry us down below, we've already wicked below, which shows good intention. There's an indication that's where we're going to go. We kind of get a small correction. So now if we can get a delivery to the downside and a close below, that'd be good confirmation of this trade. This is our 8 a.m. lows. I put our TP down near that put wall there. But once we cross those 8 a.m. lows, we got a 5 minute. So hopefully we'll get that close below there. And on the 15. And so we're currently inside of a bullish 4-hour fair value gap, approaching constant encroachment of that 4-hour inefficiency. So within this session, that's why I really, if we aim towards those 8 a.m. lows and those London lows, we may see some pullback into that area, maybe a pullback into that constant encroachment of that 4 hours. So if we come down here, body below this area here, creating change in state of delivery on the 5 minute, which doesn't look like we want on this candle. But eventually we'll come back up, retest that area, come down, hit below constant encroachment of that area, retest, sweep those lows, sweep this liquidity here. That's those 8 a.m. lows, London low. Down, see some reject coming down. So this is kind of like what we may be seeing here. So So we just got that new hourly candle open. Maybe looking to create that top wick before heading to the downside. We have this bottom wick here on this previous 1 hour candle, which it's been holding price pretty well. But if we sit here and mark this out here, so this would be constant encroachment of that wick. We get below there, we get that. We definitely be more confident in those lower and price going lower, at least for this AM session. So as we watch this new hourly candle open, creating that top wick, hopefully that'd be enough to continue us to the downside. So it's a good expansion to the downside there. You see as we're on this 5 minute chart, we got about just below 2 minutes left on this 5 minute candle. Maybe we'll finally get our delivery with a break and a close to the downside. We're starting to see that push to the downside. But just below a minute left on this 5 minute. Still doesn't want to break below and give us a body close below that line. See if we can do it in the next 30 seconds here on this 5 minute candle. We still didn't get that break below they were looking for. It's steady pushing down. About 5 minutes left to that 10-10 macro, to that 950 10-10 macro.
My mommy.
She's gone. So we're just kind of hanging out, just waiting to see if we can get this break of structure down here, change the state of delivery on this 5 minute. We got about 3 minutes left into this 950 macro, so if we're going to deliver to the downside, we're going to start making some pretty strong moves pretty quickly here. So we got almost about 30 seconds left until we get to the end of that 10-10 macro. So what we want to see is price to deliver is pretty strongly to the downside after that 10-10. We deliver to these lows here. So we're coming back up, retesting that first presented fair value gap. So I'm getting into the end of that 10-10 macro. If it's going to push, we need to push now to the downside. We have to step away for a minute here, but we'll keep the trade going. We're just gonna aim for those lows there. That's what we're aiming for. 1-to-1. So we're just getting a lot of chop right now. I'd like to see more of a push in either direction. But these are we took the higher probability trade, which is the short. We'll just see if we can get price to deliver us to those lows. All right. So even though it's kind of slow, we're at a crawl, we're still pushing. It's still looking quite bearish, the higher probability. trade is still to the short. We're getting back down. I know a lot of traders are starting to lose trust into the price action, but that's where you gotta have faith in your strategy and execution of your plan. And if it doesn't work out, that's part of it as well. But in this, you want to take the higher probability trade. It doesn't mean it's 100%, but it's a higher probability that that's where we're going. So we're creating a lot of engineered lows here, relative equal lows here, looking like it's setting up to take those shorts. If we look on the 1 minute, you can see we created a lot of relative equal lows here to be swept. There's a lot of longs getting caught up in here. So for us, that's a good thing. So I'm gonna have to step away for a second. I'll just catch us up right here on what we did. With this price action, I didn't kind of want to leave this trade open, but we got on my trade evade account here so far today, so we're up 177. Now I cut the trade kind of short. I'm looking for a TP to this line here. So by the time I leave and come back, I don't know if we'll have swept this area or not, but I kind of just want to keep it, protect those profits as we get them. So with that, I'll be right back. I'll keep the trade running. Currently in a short here on the NASDAQ, 1 mini, and we'll see if we can get that delivery to the downside. All right. All right, I'm back. Sorry about that. So it looks like we haven't moved much. Got into a little drawdown. Here on the 5-minute chart, we got an inside candle. Kind of opened alongside it. But just seeing a lot of chop so far. Which is not a bad thing in my opinion. A lot of traders get frustrated with the chop, with the consolidated. But for me, it's a consolidation. It's an accumulation, building up for a big move. So we're building up for a big move, and that's why we have our environment being our GEX levels. So being below gamma 0 with this gamma flip area, it tells us that we're going to see continuation of trending moves, that we're going to see more amplified and trending price movement. So the trend now is bearish. So if we go to the 1 hour, we can see that this is obviously in a bearish trend here, that we're obviously in a bearish trend. And so being below that gamma 0 and being in a negative GEX environment, we're going to see amplified movement of that trend. But also with that, tells us that it's going to be some instability with that price movement. It's not going to be just straight moves to the downside or straight moves to the upside. It's going to be some instability with that move. So that's why I went and researched those GEX levels, because to know what type of environment you're walking into helps you to stop asking those questions. What is the market doing? What is this candle doing? Look at this 15-minute candle. Oh my God! And that's what I hear. That's what I hear from these profitable traders, these streamers, and I get it. And it doesn't take away anything from their skill, but when you have people tuning in, to either tuning in for one or two reasons, one, entertainment, but mostly for education and to learn. So they'll mostly tune in to people that claim to be profitable, $1 million here, boom, that's good. But what comes with that, as those traders get more comfortable, they've been trading for years, they're comfortable, they're set. They're more focused on the entertainment part as the more so the educational part. So you'll see streamers first, when they first start, they'll be about the education. They're still on that journey learning, and it's all about what you learn on that journey. So here, one thing that we've learned, that we picked up, is to know what type of environment that you're walking into, and that's why I have at top, environment number one. So when price is doing what it's doing now, I know why it's doing it. That's important for me. It's not good enough for me to see price doing what it's doing. I need to know why it's doing it. So it's accumulating. And why is it doing it? Because it's setting up for a big move. Because I know this, because we're in a negative GEX environment, being below gamma 0 telling me it's going to be more amplified trending moves. The trend being bearish. So and price is also under gamma 0, you're going to see some instability. So that's the accumulation. That's the chop that you see. That oh my God, what's going on? So we're seeing this chop. We're seeing this accumulation. So the higher probability for me personally is maybe a sweep of these engineered highs here, or even up to here. It may stop us out here. Sweep these highs. May even go to here where we originally planned for it to go, and then a big amplified move to the downside. So that's what keeps me calm and keeps me confident in what's going on. So as we see here, we broke here on the 5-minute. We broke with a body closure below, change in state of delivery. It kind of didn't give us that straight move to the downside. But as we move on, price is continuing to the downside. So right now we're currently in this trade. I exited my trade of 8 trade, but I'm looking for a re-entry into there because I'm still aiming for those lows. I just didn't want to leave the stream and leave that trade running. But I'm currently now looking for an entry into those shorts. So what I'm trying to do here on the lower time frame is find us a bullish fair value gap that I can invert. And if we go here on the 1 minute, I'll catch you guys up. Well, I'm going to get rid of this. That's our 4 hour. I'm just going to get rid of that so it can clear us up there. But we're in a 4 hour inefficiency. We already know that. So I'm going to leave our tool on just for visuals. But I'm going to move it over. Well, actually, I'm going to move it over here so everyone can still see where we are. So we're here. That's where we are. So on the 1 minute, I'm looking for a re-entry on my Trade account. So I marked out this 1 minute fair value gap here. So I marked out this 1 minute fair value gap here where we've seen a lot of price activity because we had a strong bullish candle to the upside, broke this high here, which broke this high here. So for me, that's an important fair value gap for me. So if we invert that, I'd be looking to get into a possible short on my Trade account, which we've already taken a short, and I cut it for a profit of 177 before I left the stream. I haven't cut our TradingView account short because I wanted to stay in this trade. This is just for visual purposes. Of course, there's no absolute real risk as far as profit and loss, except simulated on here. But I like to stay in this for visual purpose and for forward testing to keep us in the know, learning. But right now we're looking for a re-entry on our Lucid 50K account, and for me it would be a inversion of this 1 minute if we're going to take those shorts. So that's where we're at with that. And we have a fair value gap here too, but we're going to wait and invert this one. They don't watch their goddamn. So we're back up into retesting that first presented fair value gap. So we have our 30-minute fair value. We got about 20 minutes left into this candle. So far, we've been respecting this 30-minute fair value gap, with meaning we haven't had a body closure above, just wicks, a lot of wicks. Look at these 30-minute candles. Now, when you see unstable, that's unstable. That's instability right there. So we continue to wick into those 30-minute inefficiencies. We even came as far as to up here, and that's where we put our stop loss at on our short here. It wicked above this area of liquidity that I like to see when we're tapping into order blocks. However, it could go as high as to these first two candles. It could go as high as here on this order block before we actually see a strong downward movement. I wouldn't like to see it go down there, but coming up over here still doesn't invalidate our shorts, and that's at least on the 30-minute. So we also have this area here on the 15-minute as well. So that's the area that we wanted to see at first at the open. I thought on that manipulation leg that we would come up and sweep this area here. Let's see if my little circle will work. There we go. That area there. On the 15, that area of liquidity there. And then come down. I would have felt a lot more confident in getting into our short. That still may be in effect. If it stops us out here, I'd look to see how price reacts once we get up into this area, and see if once we get up into this area and it tends to sweep this little ball of liquidity here, reject, come back down, maybe inverse some sort of lower time frame fair value gap. Maybe at this point, a 5-minute, come down, break this structure here, come back up, see some sort of rejection off of a lower time frame PD array, maybe a 1-minute, 5-minute, so forth, and then continue on down. I'd feel a lot more confident in a short going to the downside. But we'll see. And we had also closed in that gap. So right now, price is kind of just being unstable as it should, being in the environment that we're in. But as we approach that 10 o'clock hour, that 11 o'clock hour, I'll see what this 1050 macro brings us. And if we haven't made our move by that new hourly, we'll just go ahead and call it a day and look to see what the PM session brings us. But as of now, on the 5-minute, we're up there retesting that first presented fair value gap. It seems to be an area of interest there. And we'll see if price wants to come up and sweep those areas of liquidity, close that gap even further, that new day opening gap even further, and then start to make its move to the downside. Or we could continue up and push past these areas and look for our bullish targets of the New York Midnight Open, London High, and Asia High. So we have a few scenarios that could play out. We'll see which one plays out for us. Let's check and see what ES is doing. So ES kind of looks to be pretty much in the same boat, for once. And swept these lows here. Same, swept these lows here and continue to the upside. So we'll see if this high remains or will it just disrespect these. These are equal highs here, so maybe if we may get some type of maybe bearish SMT where ES sweeps those highs and NQ respects them. So we'll see. What do you got? You got some matches. You got a matcha with a heart on it. Thank you. I think your niece and nephew was up there trying to kill each other. I had to go there and give them a soft threat. I told him, I said, you better keep your hands to yourself or it's not going to end up good. I think Corbin was doing something. Yeah. But they. All right. Let me know when you're done, and then we'll probably go. All right. But I'm not. You're gonna save it for the ladies. Got a orange cream matcha. That's good. So in a bit of drawdown right now on this short, this TradingView paper trade short. We did take a trade on our Lucid 50K account. We took that short. I had to leave the stream for a second because my daughter came and paid me a visit. But this is our Lucid account here. Currently on the day up 177. I cut that trade short just before I left the stream. Right now I'm looking for I'm just kind of looking for an inversion of this 1 minute before actually jumping into another short here. Still aiming for those lows there, those 8 a.m. lows. Right now we've kind of been in a range here, just ranging. We just broke these highs, tapped into this 1 minute bearish order block. There was a nice displacement candle to the downside. Not too much volume with that move, but we'll see. We're getting into that 1050 macro. So we're starting to see some push to the downside there. So far respected these highs here. Those 930. At 930 open. We've been respecting that high there. So we're currently in that 950 macro. See if we can get a push to the downside. We're in a short here on our trading view account. I'm looking to get into a short on my 50K lucid. Going to the 1 minute. Just looking for an inversion of this 1 minute fair value gap. And I'd be looking to get into a short. I'm gonna stop loss there. I'm gonna push it down to here. A little bit lower. It's just a quick 1-to-1. Smash that matcha. They always get on me because I don't sip. I'm just kind of like take it to the head type guy. Pause. But yeah, I like to get the full experience. I don't like to play around. If we're gonna get some caffeine, we're gonna get some caffeine. We ain't gonna play around with it and sip it all day. So still kind of just pushing around as we get to that 1050 macro. So we're looking to see if we can get a push to the downside as we get into that 950 macro. I mean that 1050 macro, 11 o'clock. So that's what we want to see here. After we got a bit of accumulation here, we swept these interior highs, these engineered interior highs. Excuse me. What's that, matcha? We swept these interior engineered highs here, tapping into this 1 minute bearish order block, and now I'm starting to see a push to the downside. Not a lot of speed, nevertheless it's pushing. So for me, if we invert this 1 minute, I'd be willing to get into a short on my lucid, and now we're starting to see a push to the downside with some speed. About 5 minutes till we get our new hourly here. I know that push kind of made us want to jump, but we're just gonna be patient here. So as we've been in this trade, this short, for some time now. We've been in drawdown as far as over $1,000 in drawdown, and now we're back to less than $300. So for me, that's always good. We start to see it push back down. Right now, what we're trying to do is wait to see if we can inverse this 1 minute, staying true to our strategy. If we get an inversion on that 1 minute, I'd be willing to jump into a short. I just want to check something here. On our 15, we're on it. So we're looking at this 30 minute. We got about 3 minutes left on this 30 minute. It's continuing to respect this 30 minute fair value gap. We've wicked pretty high up, but it looks like it's going to close below this 30 minute fair value gap here. So this 30 minute is pretty strong as far as respecting that. We haven't had a body closure in it at all, which is a good sign. So that being said, if we can hold out in the next 2.5 minutes here without closing inside of there, and maybe even inversing that 1 minute, I think that's pretty good confirmation of taking the short. It's constantly reacting to this area here. Looking for a flush as we approach that hourly open, that new hourly candle. Looking for a flush to the downside. About 1 minute left before we get into that that new hourly. So here we are with that new 1 hour. Let's see where we're going with it. We're going to see a top, starting to form a top wick there.
How's it going?
Are you guys ready to leave?
Yeah, I was trying to. I know you're finishing up, so.
Go ahead. Where's the big? Where's is Jude and Charlotte staying?
Yeah.
All right.
You go.
Can you bring them down?
Yeah, I just didn't.
Yeah, just bring them down.
You if you were finishing up.
No, I'm fine. I mean, yeah.
You're alright?
Yeah.
Do you need a few more minutes?
No, just bring them up. Got a nice push to the upside there. I don't know where that came from. Let's see, was that a manipulation move, or is that something we're gonna have to get used to? That was an extreme push to the upside there. I can't touch that. I don't know what's gonna keep going. I don't know what's gonna. It's just waking us up and getting there. But this is the area where we rejected in the past. Almost took this out there on our trading view account. So we got that push up, now we're starting to see some rejection. That's that area here where we've seen rejection in the past. So is this just a pullback?
Charlotte, stay down here. We're leaving. We'll be right back. Here, your booth down. Judah has veggie straws if you want some. Right here, hold on. I'll be right back.
On the 1 hour, it's looking like we may see some more continuation to the upside. That's what this kind of looks like to me. After we got a swing failure here, kind of went up, then pushed down, went up, pushed down, but we're still nevertheless creating a bullish structure there. Let's look at ES and see how they're doing. Similar on ES here, kind of broke that high there on ES. So it looks like we may be heading towards some higher prices there. I'm gonna get rid of our tools here. We can pretty much see where we are. I got a lot of lines here. I just want to clean it up a little bit. We'll get rid of this here. So we had that push up, a break of the highs here. We still are. These exterior highs are still intact. Kind of in this area where we see a lot of wicks. That's a lot of resistance in that area. Seeing that strong push up and then an immediate rejection, and now we're starting to consolidate. So now we'll see where it wants to go. That's our first presented fair value gap there, where price is continuing to show us a lot of reaction.
Eat your snack.
Alright, so we're into 11 o'clock. I'm going to go ahead and end the stream now. So thanks for joining us, and I will see you on the next one.